Hi, I'm Tom Lowenhaupt. I graduated from here in 1984. Natalia called me up. I gave her a topic that I thought I'd talk about. It was a project I worked on for 13 years. And I said, I can't fit that in 5 minutes. So she later contacted me and said, well, what's the category? So I said it was governance. So I later on made the whole thing on governance. Finally, she said, make sure you do good graphics, and these are 1984 good graphics. And basically, I'm going to talk about the difference between government and governance. So, we're all familiar with what government does. That's what we've been dealing with for thousands of years, probably. And basically, I look at it as record keeping. You know, they have constitutions and laws and regulations and rules and all those things. And we've all got to follow them, work within them. And if we don't, they have the police power, and they come and they beat us up, water borders, who knows what they do, you know? Back almost more than a decade ago, this guy Larry Lessig said that the code is law, and we all know that the computer does what the computer wants to do, and tough to change it, and our whole society is kind of being governed by that. And I think that my world is involved with this year, the next one. And this is the world that I'm involved with at this point, which is ICANN and top-level domains and internet governance and things of that nature. And within that world, what they do is they do something called multi-stakeholder governance. And this is sort of like democracy is not particularly tied into it. But it's the government, industry, what else did I left out? The technical world, and we the people. We're all involved in this in some way or another. And I see, I'm only a minute and 30 seconds into this? Oh. I don't have any slides to go. So there's this thing that's the way they run ICANN, and it's moving into much more other sectors of society. There's this new form of governance, and democracy is not particularly a part of it. So in the old world, when we had when things were slower, when transportation, when you had to ride on horses and all, government was particularly appropriate. That's why we have these elections. We send representatives to places. Now we could have direct democracy, which has its own set of problems, but we're moving into different governance means, and we're going to be able to have this where we have most of this was an old jail, which you're familiar with, the Panopticon type thing. I think it's going to be the other way around. I think we're going to turn those cameras around, and working in government is going to be like working as a teacher these days. Everyone's going to be watching exactly what you're doing, and they're going to know what's going on. We're going to know what the government's doing, and I think the people can run it. And I think we have tools to do that these days. And this is a typo, it's Maslow. You all from Psych 101, you have some idea what this stuff is. That there are these various, what do they call it? The hierarchy of needs. The basic level is, air, food, things of that sort. And it moves up to safety, love and belonging, and then the final one is self-actualization. And I think that what happens is that as we move along, as we move into this new society where we are much more in control of things and we interact on a regular basis with these gadgets that we have on ourselves, and they only get better and more encompassing every day, that we're going to find out that we no longer can say we vote once every 4 years. We're going to find out that we're all responsible for what's going on out there, and being all caring beings, we're going to get much more engaged in what the decisions are and how they affect others, how they affect us, our families, and everyone. And we're going to come up with new systems of interacting with that. We're not going to have the old system of once every 4 year governing by votes. Hopefully we're not going to have this multi-stakeholder governance, but we're going to have some other governance system. We're going to decide that we are all in touch with one another here in different ways, and that's going to change immensely over the next few years. And we're going to be able to guide our entire society by using all these gadgets and ideas that we have. And 420 it says. Okay. In any case, let's see. It didn't show up right, but that's me. And thank you very much.